Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Aries reading. I feel that I might have to open this up to more than Aries. It feels like an energy check in almost, so I'm like, is it just Aries? Anyway, but this is for the month of April 2020. Thank you so much, guys, for being so amazing, so patient. I'm a little bit stuffy right now because I just got a little chilly while I was sitting here, so now I'm sniffly. Okay, but we are gonna do this. So welcome. So based on what I'm seeing here already, the energies first of all are very high. So we do have some higher beings who are here in assistance or who are here in attendance watching. So thank you guys so much for being here. Um, I had to put out some crystals they asked me to put out and such, I guess, to assist in making the energy higher. Um, it looks like they're excuse me, it looks like they have some topics that they want to talk about, so let's just roll with it. It seems a little bit different from what I usually do for my astrological sign readings, but we're gonna go with it. God bless. Also, I do want to say before I get started that I do want to thank Lily Rose Canada, that's from Etsy, Lily Rose Canada, for these beautiful bracelets. God bless, that she gave me. Um, that I got. So this one is one of them, and then this one's another one. Okay, I probably should talk about what they are, what stones they are, but I gotta get started. They're pushing me. So anyway, let's jump in. Uh, let's see. Oh, but I will list them. I also want to double check what the stones are, but I'll list them in the description box. Anyway, so let's jump right in. Okay, so where do we start? Let's see, where do we start? Okay. All right, so what I'm seeing first, guys, what I'm seeing here seems to be a storyline. If you've had a chance to check out my energy check-in for this morning, it's called the Galactic, I think, Earth State of the Union, basically, and it gives a little bit of background about what's happening energetically. I see that they're choosing to make a comment on that again here, and so in this reading. So what I'm seeing so far is we're starting off with this card. This is the Five of Wands, which usually denotes conflict, right? But here in the After Tarot, what it looks like to me, based on this energy, is that they're showing in the beginning, whatever the beginning was before you came down onto Earth. If you're watching this, you're most likely a starseed and you are doing some galactic work, but they are showing that you're part of a collective of beings that wanted to bring Earth into the light, bring Earth into a lighter atmosphere, so to speak, and to bring Earth out of the darkness that it is in, being under control of certain, and they're saying energy beings, certain species, right? It's all about bringing Earth into the galactic community and helping. So many of you guys might know this in terms of the terms Lightworkers or star seeds and whatnot. But whatever this is showcasing you, the viewer, and you're part of this collective. And here you are carrying your stick, and I'm seeing you leaving, I guess, wherever your home is or whatever your tribe is or whatnot. He does look a little sad, but it's all for the greater good, and leaving and coming here to Earth. I'm seeing you being dropped off here, and then that another, it's like you've been delivered, and now your job is to pretty much supplant any energies that you can that will help bring Earth into a lighter place of being. It's all in the name of ascension. I'm feeling it connecting with this beautiful twin quartz here. It may be a shout out to twin energies, but I'm seeing it here as fueling this. I'm getting the words court. Okay, fueling this court. Interesting. Sorry, let me just receive the energies a little bit, guys. Okay. But either way, this is all about helping this Earth to ascend. And right now in particular, I wish you could have felt the energy that just happened between that quartz and this. But it's assisting this planetary grid. It's assisting a lot to ascend. It almost feels like coming in every star being in here, coming in, taking their two hands and like putting it into the earth and like lift all at once, lifting everything, the earth's physicality, the earth's magnetic stuff, ley lines, whatever, society, emotions, all of that, just lifting it up. But what happened, I guess, is that along the way, some of us in this process, during this light working process, coming onto earth and trying to work towards helping it get better, some of us may have taken a darker detour, and they're saying the word pride, but I'm feeling that if you did, it hasn't been for long, or it wasn't for long before you saw the light again, because at the end of the day, you cannot, and star beings, people who are fighting for the collective, fighting for everyone to be liberated and for everyone to see that they are God, they are sovereign, and they're free. Once you have that dream in your heart, it can't stay down too long, right? So if you have any past life recall, or you remember anything where maybe you weren't working in the light, you fell off for a bit, or if it was in this lifetime you took a few wrong turns or whatnot. Although from this perspective, we don't know what a wrong turn really is, right? Because it really just depends on the spiritual contract that you have. For whatever reason, they're saying you will right yourself. It just happens that way. And here we go, true to form. Look at this, the sixth ray of devotion. Look at these parts of you, just devoted, just loving that source energy, right? Oops. Oh, it wants to come out like this. There's a reason why. Got it. Thank you. Okay, got it. The reason why it's orienting itself down here, I was going to go there, but I'm going to come here, is because in this line, this looks like the present moment situation that's being healed, that they want to bring to your attention. Now, I also want to show you that this entire thing looks like an eye. It looks like this could be the right eye. Like, look. And then bloop, right there, close, like the nose would be right here, bloop. And then look on the inside, it just looks like a huge eye. So they're giving you information in this reading, Aries or whoever is attracted to this video. And this pathway, these are the things that they're trying to bring to your attention, that are being healed. A lot of people may not know this at the conscious level, so they're bringing it through here. Take a look at the star card. They're sweet. Dignifying is what I'm hearing. This is dignifying the answer. Okay. So, but this is showing that these are the things that are being healed. Now, if you guys take a close look at it, look at this. And this is lining up because it's devotion. What are you devoted to? What does that look like to you? First of all, these two cards, the skater card is all about, this personality is all about, though, as it's showing up here, is all about those who skate by responsibility. They hurt other people. They seem to go untouched, right? And look at the mirroring here. Bird, right? And look at that, and the serpent there, and that phallic symbol. So basically, again, if you didn't have a chance to watch the energy check-in, then I'll let you know, they talked about the whole issue of pedophilia, especially if you've been watching media and you kind of have been hearing some ideas about mass covert arrests of celebrities and people in power and things like that. Look, I'm just here to channel, and based on the intel that's coming through, they're saying that's true. Of course, it would be discredited in society because it comes through sources like QAnon, which people have probably paid a lot of money to discredit and whatnot. But long story short, it seems like Spirit is supporting that storyline here, that narrative. So look at the serpent here. So what they're saying is one of the things that needs to be healed, or that are being healed right now, is pedophilia. It kind of looks like a John Wayne kind of look, right? It's an ode to Hollywood. It's an ode to people, the powers that be, that have been skirting by and have not been skating by and have not been brought to task, right? But look at this. they've been watched. People are being watched, right? Is what they're saying. Take a look here in this next card, right? This card showed up. Did this card show up in the morning reading? Either way, look at this too, right? Just lower energies. Look at this one as well. You know? So, when I look at some of these, I'm looking here. Okay, why is it moving towards the Ascension card? Ugh. Alright, anyway. All of these things are being healed right now, and they're being dredged up. It wants to go back there. Okay, I wonder why. So it looks like, thank you, that's what they're saying. It looks like what's happening is that a lot of these people who are reaching out to kids and who are using them in this way, and it's more about the way that these people see themselves, their own inner child, their own selves. It's almost like a perversion of sorts, and maybe on some level they'd have to go way back in time, way back in lifetimes, whatever, to connect to that part. But this is a spiritual perversion is what they're saying, and it's something that's deeply rooted. So what's happening is healing is coming in on all fronts. I mean, literally, we have galactic people coming in to help push this out, to make this a priority. That's why it's in the middle of the eye. It's to make it a priority, and as the earth is shifting up and ascending, this kind of energy is going to be healed. They're saying these core wounds are going to be plucked out. So it's going to be very uncomfortable for quite a few people who have these kinds of remnants inside, or who have these unhealed situations. Look at this. This seems almost like a couple arguing. Look at this person in the back here, right? Could be about infidelity. It could be about whole bunch of stuff. It also speaks to me about the allowance of, or the allowing patriarchy to rule without consequences, without balancing with the feminine. Look at the masculine out of proportion, and look at this masculine figure as well, who's doing the facilitating, looking the other way, right? So this shows me people who are in power and who are supposed to be guiding humanity according to the 3D, right? They're looking the other way as well. We have large institutions who are supposedly holy, but they're doing the same thing. So what happens is, when you're out of alignment with the masculine and the feminine, well, let's just look at our earth. And so there's a lot that's being healed. But what I like is this card. These two cards come in with this star card, and let's take a look at them. They both came out together, actually, the Mystic card and the Healer card. These two cards are a nod to those who see, those who perceive, and then we have those who act to heal, to bring healing. And I'm seeing this healing also being extended to not only the children, but again, those vehicles I'm getting, vehicles of pain, being referring to those people those beings who choose to engage in this kind of activity because they have their own inner pain. Healing is for all. They're pointing to this gratitude card. They're also saying that we have to have gratitude to the many seers, SEERS, and the many healers that are amongst us. Look at this. They've been literally planted down here from above. So, excuse me, those of you watching, you may very well be these star beings as well, who are here to work on this planet, work on this little planet of ours. Now, if you are not if you're not aware of this storyline that's going on in the earth today, I mean, you can easily look it up. If it hasn't been brought to your attention for whatever reason, they are choosing to bring it through this video. And if you find this video, then maybe for your purposes here on earth, they are bringing that knowledge to you, and so you can continue your own looking up online and trying to find out about it. Okay. Now, I do see also that the cosmic Christ, the Christ consciousness, which has nothing to do with religion, um, but the Christ consciousness has been forgotten by many people. So another aspect, another part of star seeds and their missions coming down, if you're in service to the light, in other words, if you're in service to others, one of your goals is to bring knowledge of the Christ consciousness back. Again, it has nothing to do with religious stuff. This has to do with your energetic stuff and all of that. But on the earth, it trickles down, and it's been given a name and this and that and assigned an institution and blah blah blah. But please look beyond earth ideas. This whole reading is beyond regular earth ideas. So just take a look here, there, because when I look at this card, we looked at this card, I saw cosmic what? That was what came through, and that shows that there is still a lapse in understanding about the cosmic Christ. And oh, excuse me, guys. Gosh, it was so cold in my room that I caught a chills. Now it's too hot, and my nose is like running. So forgive me. Anyway, so again, part of the mission is to bring this knowledge back. All right. All right. So some of you may be wondering, how exactly can you connect to this cosmic Christ? How can you help bring this loving energy, this energy of wholeness back to the earth, this balance of equilibriums? I like that, how that sounds, but this balance of polarities, of energies. How can you bring that back onto the earth? And with this awareness, well, maybe the answer is going to be different for each person. And going into this new age, it's really going to be important for you to stop looking outside of yourself and to start looking inside of yourself. You have to have this shift in your mentality where anytime you have a question, you know that it is already answered, and you know that the answer already lies within. It is up to you to look within and to use your discernment and to be able to derive that answer. Now, there are many reasons why people are not able to get to the answer to their questions when they just ask themselves, and it has a lot to do with how well they know their body, how intuitively open they are. That could lead to dietary stuff. And so, of course, that's why we do have healers and we do have seers and people who help. But at the end of the day, you always have to go with what resonates with you and leave the rest, or at least back pocket it. And you can't keep cutting yourself out of the equation anymore. Anytime you go to say, I wonder why this is the case. Oh, I don't know. You have to stop right there. You do know. You ask the question, so there is an answer, and you do know the answer, and it's your job to sit down and ask yourself, what is Janelle talking about? Why did this video come to me? And you have to find a way to get still within yourself and to know what your abilities are and what is the easiest way and best way and most comfortable way for you to connect to your emotional guidance system and to your spirit guides, your angels, your spirit team, and to your higher self. All right? It really, really is up to you. All right. And that's important because I feel like I have to comment on that because you guys know I teach, I was teaching at a university in Japan. Yay! Now I'm here in the States. So I teach. And we have to remember, teachers, that when we're at our highest, we're not just teaching and bossing people around and telling them this, that, and the other. No, we're facilitators. We're not there to create dependencies on us. We're there to guide and to help people arrive at the answer for themselves by engaging their minds, their knowledge, and by creating the conditions for them to apply that to their real world, and then in so doing understand more and gain more. And so that's very much the same as a reader. If you get to a place where you're creating these dependencies on readers and YouTube readings and all of that, it's not a good place to be because you're cutting yourself out of the equation. Now, if you're using readership, I like that, readership, using readers in conjunction with your own spiritual practices, that's the proper way to do it. And I think Spirit really, 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 really wants you guys to get to a place where you can be that way, because as a cosmic citizen, as a citizen of the galactic community, it's no longer going to be, oh, you're just part of this city or this town or this state or this country or this continent or this. No, you are an individual being throughout an entire universe, and you may be physically focused on the earth, but you have to choose your identity, your identification with something larger than the earth, larger than this star system, whatever. And for me personally, guys, I'm still learning myself, and I choose to align myself with source energy. And to me, that source is always going to be that highest 0 point from where we all came, the great equalizer. To me, that's what my alignment looks like. And until I find out anything further, that's where I'm going to place myself. I always align myself with my highest self, my highest self, my highest most loving self, the one that's the smartest and the most advanced and the most expansive. And through that, I align with myself to source energy. When I do that, I realize that I am equal to everything, to all that is, to that plant, to that next human being. And when I drill that into my conscious mind, and I get my conscious mind up in awareness, when I drill that God, sovereign, free ideology where I am equal, I am to everything, it means that I can determine things for myself, and it means I am neither above nor below anybody. So anyway, these are the kinds of thoughts you have to start having with yourself, because it's like a nice little domino effect. Because just continuing from that last statement where I'm equal to everybody, I'm neither above nor below, then that means that I am at best moving horizontally to help where I can. And that means that I have equal access to information that as other people do, right? That means that I am empowered, and that I don't have to take negative treatment. It forces me to see myself as valuable, right? So there are many positive effects that come from you aligning yourself with your highest good, and through your highest good aligning yourself with source energy, the origin for all that is, all right? And you see yourself as one. So that is what's more liberating than that. And that means that you don't have to buy into anything anybody says. Even if you like watch this video and you're like, bump that, and you get rid of it, that's fine. And if you're watching the latest research that comes out on whatever channel, news channel, you tune your eye to, and you say, you align yourself with your highest good, and through your highest good align yourself with source energy, and you say that anything that is not relevant to me, or anything that does not promote my healing and well-being, I dismiss. And you might find yourself feeling just to turn that TV off, right? Or you might watch it but only remember some things, and other things didn't make its way in because it's not necessary. Which brings us to the next point. You get to lovingly attune yourself to information which carries people, places, things, and situations, because information is just energy. You attune yourself to those things that serve your highest good. And as long as you're aligned with your highest good and the highest good of all, you'll never be lost. And if you put your discernment to that, suddenly these kinds of things that plague the earth, they become obvious to you. You'll see something, it doesn't look right because it doesn't energetically vibe with my high vibration. And that's a beautiful place to start, right? So anyway, Spirit is coming through today, and it's like, this is for my Aries, but again, I'm going to leave it open to whoever, because I just feel like this is just more like for everybody. And okay, yes, so they're saying now that what's happening now is that there is this great cosmic shift from just taking, just being takers. The world has been about taking, and now it's about moving into banishing the takers from the field, so to speak, and creating a new movement where you are going to be giving. It's all about giving. Look at this horse. Look, he looks sad now because it's about clearing that old hierarchy. Now it's going to be about giving. And what I love about that, guys, is that this giving is not just it's not a monetary thing, just a monetary thing. Remember, money is just energy, and energy is just energy. That's all it is. So when they say it's going to be about giving, it's going to be about allowing for the free flow of information. It's about unlocking, unlocking old vaults of information that have been just kept secret, passed down to whoever in secrecy, all that, just airing that all out. And they're bringing us back right here to this again. As they're showing that, they are saying they are running amok. This is what I'm getting, guys. They're running amok in Hollywood and all these adjacent fields, running amok in their vaults, clearing out old energy. And listen, when spirit comes in to clear out energy, what happens is that they raise the vibration, they bring in a lot of light, and they transmute all that low energy. What does that, guys? I swear, it makes me so happy to say this. In the astral and non-physical, what they're doing is they bring in a lot of light. We've got our angels coming in. We got a lot of people who even walk the earth, and when they go to sleep, they enter into the astral and they clear all this stuff. But what happens is in the physical, in the 3D, it'll look like, oh, this company's going under, and this celebrity's got arrested here, and this person just lost their wealth, and this person just whatever, because they're cleaning up the energy. And any energy at that vibration that is manifested into the physical, it's low vibe. And so if the energy is cleared in non-physical, this physical stuff like the money, the cars, the relationships, the partnerships, the whatever, they have no template which to hold on to, right? And this is all based off of the whole idea that as above, so below. And if you didn't watch the energy check-in earlier, I would invite you to, because they talked about how what we see in our reality, our 3D reality, the physical, is always the past. The present moment does not take place in the physical third dimension. It's always the past. So that's why they say, if you want to change your life, look at what's going on in your 3D life. Look at your life as it is now, and that will give you an idea about what reality you're creating. Then you go into the present moment, which is in the non-physical, and you make the changes there. We do this all the time when we work on our abundance. For example, if we're like, hey guys, let's attract more money. All right, well, let's say these affirmations. Let's make this vision board. Let's do this. Let's set our intentions. Let's bring in light. Let's visualize. That's all working in the non-physical present moment. And then we just wait for it to come into the physical. And so, long story short, what they do is in the non-physical dimensions, they clear all this energy. And so it must come to pass, as above, so below. It must come to pass in the physical that these things are now no more. But in our third dimension, what that no more looks like is companies being liquidated, people being arrested, negative write-ups, exposés, all sorts of stuff. People losing all that stuff that they built their life upon if it's not positive energy. Hopefully I'm not losing you guys, because I'm just reporting as it comes in, and it's new too for me, so I'm just like, ooh. All right, thanks, angels. Anyway, so right now, long story short, I always say that, but it's always a long story. Basically, what's happening is that the entire world is shifting. It's shifting, okay? It's totally shifting. And so anything that is not of the light is going to be cleaned. And when I say cleaned, it's exactly what I just told you. Brought to light. Well, first of all, cleared in the non-physical. Secondly, brought to light in the physical because of the clearings that happen in the non-physical. And things that were wronged will be made right. This is a changing of the guard. New treaties being signed, right? Look at this. Get off the schoolyard because it's not your world anymore. That's the energy. We also have the Wheel of Fortune here, see? Like showing us this shift. Okay. Now, what they're saying is, first of all, they're giving us all of this stuff. And yes, without going into details, they're saying edicts have been signed, things have been put into motion, because you guys know there are always political stuff that go along with this that we may not be privy to ever, unless you perceive of it intuitively and it's given to you in that way, right? But they're saying that what can you do, little cosmic citizen, cute? And that's where we come right here in this line. They're showing you, God bless you, as the King of Wands. Okay? The King of Wands, super cute, waiting, like, dude, what's going on? I want to take action. What do I do, though, in this world? It's so new. And this cute chameleon or salamander, yeah, maybe salamander, he's like, he's telling you what to do. Cute, because he's talking, but it's so small. Like, anyway, so first thing they're saying is for you, viewer, to have gratitude to those people right above, mystics. You know, there are seers who see and perceive, the healers who do the work that creates your physical reality, your healing. When you get healing work done and they're like, oh, I just shifted this and I cleared out your liver and this and that, what they're doing is they're actively working in the non-physical, which is the present moment, the only place where change takes place. And they create a physical environment and reality for you where you're healthier. Okay, that's a gift, right? So they're saying be thankful for these people who can see what's going on, and then the people who go in and make the changes. They're also saying to be thankful to all of those many, many people who came from way across the galaxies, the universes, whatever, just to come to Earth to work, to liberate people and their consciousness. What is the whole point for? The whole point is to remind you, you are God, you are sovereign, you are free, and no one is above you and no one is below you. These are basic concepts that they want to remind everybody, and in so doing, they help elevate the consciousness of the earth and the people on it. People come from all over just to incarnate on Earth, especially at this time, because there are people who just want to come to be a part of it. And like I said in the energy check-in, there are people who have passed on, you know, God bless, friends and family, people who have yet to be born, and there are people and beings, species, whatever, around across the universe who are just watching with popcorn as things are playing out here. It's pretty interesting. It's crazy, but thank these people. Okay, they're saying worldwide sponsorships. They're also reminding us to thank the people who walk daily in the physical, and when they go to sleep at night, they're doing all sorts of work for the light. And some of you, you know, a lot of you, especially if you're attracted to my channel, yeah, a lot of you are those people. And I like to say you walk the astral, you walk the non-physical, and you help, and you right wrongs, you create opportunities. And as my guides say, the world will never know what you do for them. And that's just the way it is. But you don't do it for the glory. You don't do it for the glory. You do it for creation to continue in love, you know, for everybody to have these feelings, to get to this place where you love source energy so much, where you love yourself, you love all of creation, and humanity is only one small part of creation, right? And so, but humanity is no smaller than any other being or species out there, and we have to care for them. Humanoids, human beings, right? Earth inhabitants. Okay, they're saying, in addition to having gratitude, they're saying you owe it to yourself to cleanse. This is not only about cleansing your mind, spirit, body, all of that, but I'm seeing cleansing all of the social conditioning, because guys, you're gonna have to cleanse social conditioning. um this things you learned in school, a lot of the science is wrong, a lot of all of this stuff where you've been kept from the truth. Like, things are narrative based. History alone, history changes based on the level at which you learn it. You learn, let's say, one historical event in elementary, it's different from how it's covered in middle school and then high school, and that's even assuming you go to a good school, whatever that is, right? When you go into grad school, that's when stuff starts to hit the fan, and that's when you start realizing the breakdown and the truth about what has been published and what's made its way into textbooks. And you'll probably never watch a grad student see a grad student watching the History Channel, for example. They don't do it because it's not real. And imagine once you go beyond grad level and you get into experts, and even beyond that, the people who do the research way, and they look into classified documents and into the disappearance of people who have had technologies come out, Tesla, right? And many unnamed people you'll never hear about, people who die in fires, labs go up in flames, people go missing, all sorts of stuff. Research is lost, and then you see that it's tied in with business and finances. It's a mess. So the point that they're saying here is you have to cleanse yourself of all these preconceived foundations of knowledge that you have. Yes, it forms yourself and your identity as a person upon the earth and in your society, whatever society you come from, but you have to be open to being led. And this goes back to the alignment. Like, okay, God, I align myself with my highest good, and my highest good is aligned to source energy where all are equal and all are one. I'm neither above nor beneath any other person, place, thing, whatever. And I want to learn the truth of myself, about myself and about my world, as it is necessary for me, And so that being said, you just keep an open mind, and if it's something that you need to learn, it will be brought to you, and that's all there is to it. But then have a childlike wonder. Yeah. They're saying when you are in that space, you are unbeatable. Look at this. These two came out like this. The goddess lays right beneath the cleanse. Goddess, empress, meaning you, or male, female, doesn't matter. And then it's attached with this card, Seven of Swords, but really it looks like Seven of Wands, it looks like the Five of Wands, right? Conflict, but being on the defense, attack, all of this. But what they're saying is, how can she be attacked when she's in her full glory? It's impossible. All right? It's not possible, is what they're saying. And how do you get into your full glory? You align yourself. That's it. Alignment is very important. They're saying, start to know what it is that you're start to hold yourself accountable to what it is that you're committing yourself to. Look at this. The Hierophant in reversed. What are you committing yourself to? We know the Hierophant is about commitment, yes, and blah blah blah, but it's also about institutions. Notice how it comes up upside down. Right above here, above there, is find your center. The next piece of advice they're saying for you at this time: find your center. Your center is not going to be in an institution. I don't care what institution you work for, whether it's a school, a hospital, I don't care. You're never going to find yourself. A church, don't even get that started, or any type of religious institution. You will never find yourself in a, and they're also saying temple. You will never find yourself. Oh, they're still listing. Okay. Synagogue, like, look at all of these. thank you guys. They're saying all of it. They're like, all of it. You will never find yourself in there. Your self is in your alignment to your highest good, and therein you have to cultivate a self that is completely independent of every single institution on earth, because that will come closest to the truth of who you are. You're an interdimensional being who is having a physical experience on the earthly plane in this time and space. Case closed. But you do not exist in correlation or in coordination. There's a word I want to use, but I can't think of it. With coordinates. Anyway, with any institution, none at all. And it's almost like they want to be like none. And so you have to get to yourself in that place. It doesn't mean you can't frequent an institution. It doesn't mean you can't use services, you can't whatever. But the problem is that you've been duped into believing that you are a citizen of those things. You're not a citizen of this holy institution. You're not a citizen of this football team. You're not a citizen of this state. California, all that stuff they're saying is complete hogwash. You are an independent, interdimensional being that is completely unlimited. The only vow that you'll ever have to take, or you don't even have to take any vows, but when you're in your truest form, the only one you want to do is align yourself with your highest good, your highest self-expression. And that, when you're in that space, you are automatically aligned to source energy, because it's love. That's all it is. Oh my gosh, the card wants to hug my hand. Oh my god, I love hugs. Let's hug. Right? It's to show you the energy that comes off that card. It's attraction. Love is attraction. It's like the ultimate. And you will never be this. So if you are sitting there with your, over identification with anything, oh, I'm a Cubs fan or whatever, just throw that out. You can enjoy it for fun, but you are not that thing. And one of the things that these movies are so good at doing is creating characters that force you into this place where you're like, I see myself as Anna and this and that and that. And what they do is they force you into a certain way of being, because you don't realize that you're over identifying with those characters. And it just becomes easy to sway people through the media to be a certain way. So they're saying find your center, and they're moving it off, because you are not an institution ever. So they're going hard, and you guys know I don't read reversals, but if they reverse it, there's a reason. Okay. They're saying leave those institutions to me. Okay? And notice how it just oriented itself towards the cleanse card. They're going to be clearing those institutions and all of that stuff. And to be honest, guys, you really don't want to be anywhere near that. Because, listen, we see this alone. That alone, where there's money and there's power, yeah, okay? It's like taking all that stuff and shaking it upside down. And people just falling, all this depravity, all of that stuff that if you really knew about it would make you just cry endlessly all day. Like, they're coming in to clean that. And so they're saying you find your center. The next thing they want you to do is, in this moment, take some time out. Because some of you will not know who you are after you stop identifying with all of these things. Again, like, oh, my name is so-and-so. That's not your real name, okay? For example. Oh, my name is so-and-so. I'm from this hometown. We're known for blah, blah, blah. And I went to this school. Go Bears, Go Bruins, go whatever. And I'm from this country. Love my country. And it just goes on and on and on. I'm a fan of this whatever. My favorite show is this, and he's my favorite actor, and this is my favorite. That time, you don't know these same people who you're counting as your heroes. They are not heroic. They're human beings that many of them are very depraved. You don't know what you're aligning yourself with. So they're saying, as you take time out, and as you cleanse yourself, you clear yourself, and you heal yourself, and you align yourself with who you are, you might need a little time, because you're going to be like, well, who am I? Who am I if I'm not, this person that everyone knows me to be, or that person that I know myself to be? It's redefinition of the highest, but it's in alignment to the highest, right? The next thing they want you to do is to be proud. Be proud. Be proud of all of the ways that you've shown up for relationships with a happy heart. Even if things didn't work out with those connections, if you know that there were moments when you were in your highest good, where you did the right thing, where you were happy, where you wanted to be somebody great, and even if it didn't work out, be proud of every moment. But they're saying having pride is not, I mean, even that has to be a little bit, I don't know how to explain it, looked at. Everything has to be conscious now. What are you proud of? Are you proud because you made $3 million? That's, that's great. But did you help people? Were you nice to the mailroom clerk? Did you allow other people in the along your journey to shine, or did you fight tooth and nail to grasp the attention so that you can be in places to get to that top? In other words, what were you aligning yourself with? There it is again. What was your alignment? Who did you want to be? Did you want to be the person who made it out the ghetto? Did you want to be the person who went to college first? Did you want to be the person who did better than all your siblings? Did you want to be, like, what did you want to be? What were you working towards? And they talk about having false gods. And this is not meant to sound religious, because you guys know this is all about you thinking about what is it that you're putting your faith and your what's your, where are you aligning your compass to? Whatever you align your compass to is going to be your God. In fact, oh look, it lines up with this card. What is that? Okay, yes, see, God's good. What are you devoting yourself to? And now I feel this card lining up with this mug. Cute. The owl comes through with the gift of clarity. Are you aligning yourself to truth? Are you aligning yourself? Anytime you align yourself to truth, guys, for real's truth, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Because it's going to be one where you see things that you didn't want to see. Because it's going to force you then to make decisions like, oh man, now I know that this company operates out of Thailand. Aww. And yeah, I do see that they take tourism trips for all their male employees every Christmas or whatever. Gee, I wonder what's happening. But I have this great job with the company, and it's like when you have clarity and you can put two and two together, you can no longer say that you didn't know. Now it's a choice, right? And we all make choices. Here we are, me using my Apple phone, God bless, right? But the point is that as you move forward in life, it is your journey and your responsibility as a galactic citizen, to a cosmic citizen, to align yourself, first step, with your highest self, your highest good, because your highest good will always be the highest good of all, for all as well. Then through that you will be aligned to source energy, and from that moment move forward, and all else can be placed upon that foundation. And be proud for every moment that you have aligned yourself with something wonderful, right? There are many people who are getting who are wealthy and who can support themselves, and who live comfortable lives, and their foundation is based in compassion. It's based in wonderfulness. You may never hear about these people, but they're out there, and you have to open yourself up to seeing what else is out there. All right. Now the next thing that that looks like we covered this card already, because look at him, king upon his throne, throwing out all that stuff that he thought was, well, I always wanted to be the king, because the king means I can have my scepter, and I can have my throne, and I can have my crown, and I can have my big cup of mead, and and then here he is, the king, and now it just so happens he's told that what he's been drinking in the cup is not good. He's like, but every king should have a cup, right? Well, really? And so that's what I'm saying. It's about asking yourself these things, redefining your principles, restructuring. They're saying that as you restructure and as you start over again with this new alignment, you will be blessed. You will be supported. You will have all that you could have dreamed about and more. That's what they're saying. It's total realignment, guys. Total realignment. And I'm not surprised that this is coming out today, because a lot's happening for our planet beyond what's ever going to be reported on the news. And there's a really, 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 really positive shift in what's happening, okay? And they're just saying you have to Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's a really positive shift in what's happening, but it's going to call upon you to take steps towards galactic citizenship, which must start with you going inside, aligning to your highest good, um, detaching from over identifying with institutions and with old beliefs and this and that, because everyone wants to join the new earth, but nobody knows what that looks like. This is it. This is the plan. um, it's crazy because I started this as my April, Aries video for April, but now I'm like, should I? Is this? But now I'm like, this is for everybody. So anyway, I'll figure out what to title it later. They're like, relax. Yeah, Janelle, relax. All right, serenity. All right, the next thing that they're bringing to our attention, God bless, is that as we make our way into these new waters, look at this, so cute. He's in water. As we make our way into these new waters, look at him. He has no clothes. He has no flotation device. He's in new waters. He doesn't know what to do. They're saying you will know what to do because your guidance, once you align with your highest self, and through that alignment, align with source energy, all that is, the great I am, what happens is that you will start to see that your intel never comes from outside of you. It comes from inside of you. And it's like coming online in a whole new way. It's like, wait, I used to get the news only comes on the TV. It's like, no, the news shouldn't be on the TV. That was something created by negative groups and species, without going into it, as something that is normalized in our society under the guise of technology. No, news doesn't come from there. It comes from the heart center. If you block out all this stuff, you start to realize, bloop, look, see, it's like bloop. He's like, what's this? And then he listens to his heart, and it tells him stuff. Tells him where to be at. Oh, today, let's go down to the river. That's when you're like, okay, weird. Guys, I heard I got to go to the river today. What's up with that? You go down to the river, and you end up meeting an old friend of yours who turns out is sick, and he just lost his home, and then you were just at the right place, and he just came to the river to sit and connect with God, and because he's connecting in his own way. And then you're like, dude, I heard from my intuition that I needed to come down here to this river. And whoa, you need a place to stay? Come with. Boom. That's it. You don't need to go somewhere else. You don't need to get that telephone call. Your internal, everything is inside. Everything is connected to you. I'm not trying to put myself out of business here, but again, even teachers are not here to make you depend on them. They're there to facilitate. And your readers and your seers and your healers are here just to help orient society. It's here to awaken, to help give you ideas, to help bring you back to self. Anybody who's trying to teach you to do spells and don't even do it. Guys, don't get me started, okay? You don't need spells. You need to get into yourself, connect to yourself, highest good, and disconnect from all this old learning, all of it. And you'll start to see, oh wow. Now, a great analogy for this is you guys, whoever's colored or chemically treated their hair, you know how like you may have overdone it just a tad, and now your hair is over processed and it just looks terrible, and now it's like there's nothing to do but chop it all off. It's one of those things. And when you chop it all off, it's like, whoa, look at my hair now. It's really short, but it's mine. And as it starts to grow in, you take your vitamins, it starts to be healthy, it starts to do things you never knew. You're like, oh my God, my hair's actually curly. I never knew that. And it's like a whole new way of life. And that's what this is. Look at how this person is receiving all of his little bloops. And this is his knowledge base now. And that's what Spirit is saying. Remember in their advice column? They're saying you become your own compass, your own computer, your own healer, your own mother, father, sister, brother, whatever, dog, I don't know the last one, but my point is your own entertainment center. You are, if you are God and you are sovereign and you are free, why do you think that you have to rely on outside sources to do these things for you? It's a huge mental, emotional shift. They're saying not even shift, they're saying break. Huge break from what you've been told, what you've learned, and they're saying that now that things are being changed in the astral, the non-physical, and creating this amazing reality for you in the physical, you'll know that this is happening because messages like this can come out to you now, right? And it's like now you have the blueprint of what to do. This right here is what you need to do. Oh, cute. What you need to do. Okay, so anyway, and in fact, look, Ace of Swords started this line. Ace of Swords is all about divine message. God bless. This one is all about the actions you should take. It's in coordination with the messages. These are the things being healed right now. God bless. This was, this is our players. These are the people coming in to help. So, guys, again, as I mentioned in the energy check-in for today, March 31st to 2020, you may feel alone at times, but you are not alone by any capacity. Like if you go anywhere, if you have the eye, you could see that there are people helping. And I told this story in my in the energy check-in this morning. I'll tell it again really briefly. But I was at my mom's house maybe 3 weeks ago, and while I was there, I saw these two spirits come in, and they looked like priests. They were in these brown robes, and they had, little sash around them. And one went into the bedroom to be with my grandmother and, pray with her, pray over her. And one prayed over me, but they didn't do my mom. And I was like, wait, hold on, why didn't you? Wait, no, first I was back up. I was like, who are you guys? That's the first of all. Like, who you guys? And they were like, yeah, we are here to pray over people. And they were servicing the neighborhood along with other people who were doing that in non-physical, but they came to our house and they said, oh, mom didn't need it, so for whatever reason, right? And what was happening is that they were just going house to house, and I guess people on the street, and giving them prayers and giving them whatever stuff they needed. And so I just want you to know, guys, that spirit has so many people in the physical and the non-physical just working overtime to help us. And later, when my grandmother woke up, she was saying about how she didn't want to get out of bed yet because she was still saying her prayers, and usually she gets up earlier. But she didn't know that that's because that spirit, that priest, had been in there saying prayers with her. And that's what she thought she was just saying her own prayers, but it was actually in conjunction with the priest. And so a lot of times, they're calling me back to this card now, see? A lot of times you think that you're alone, but you're actually not. They're also bringing this card to our attention to let us know that you guys, a lot of us, are supporting others in our sleep, right? So in your sleep. So when you go to sleep, that's when you become more of your real self. This is just a personality that accompanies this body here in this 3D incarnation. But a lot of star beings have come from across the universes or galaxies, whatever's, to incarnate, no matter what species they are. They've come to incarnate into the human body to help liberate societies and liberate the people of Earth. And so these beings, when they're here in the physical body, they look just like you and me. This guy's the barista, that guy does sanitation work, when this guy's unemployed, but when they go to sleep, what they're doing is they're resuming whatever their work is, the other part of their work that they came to do on Earth. And that's it could be anything, okay? So sometimes I found myself substitute teaching. Don't think that the kids aren't continuing to learn when they go to sleep. Just because they're quarantined and they're homeschooled. Maybe they're not even getting school at home, like God knows, but when they go to sleep, a lot of them are continuing their studies, right? So, and they'll need whatever they need for their own future, they'll get. That's just how it is. All right, so anyway, I can go on and on, but I'm not going to. I'll stop here, and I'll put this as the Aries April 2020, but I invite everybody to watch it, and I will put everybody because obviously it's more than that. Okay. All right. So thank you guys. God bless you. And maybe it is for people. Yeah, it's either way. Titling doesn't matter. I love you guys. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, feel free to check my box below. Of course, you guys do know that I do work with people who are star beings and stuff, so if you feel called to work with me, chances are that's what you do. And if you'd like to donate, thank you so much, always welcome. I am now offering a new kind of reading. It's only $7.49, and it's a written one, same day reading. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check out the shop as well. All right, God bless you. Bye. Oh my God, welcome to New Earth, right? Why not? Bye.